Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, this is BestInSlot with the final of our three-part series ranking every single dinosaur in Jurassic World Evolution from number 56 right up to number 1. In the last video we looked at the middle 18 and today we're going to look at the top 19. I really wish Jurassic World Evolution had 60 dinosaurs, that would be much nicer, but hey ho, they don't. So we're going to look at the top 19. As per usual, I'd love to know what you guys would rank these dinosaurs as well down in the comments. Have I missed out any of your favourites? Let me know, you've been commenting on that for the last few days. I've been checking all those out. It's really interesting. And if you do enjoy the video, please do leave a little like as well. It really helps me out, especially at times of the year like January and stuff like that. So, my top 19. Let's get going. All dinosaurs that I love, it must be said. And the first one is my actual favourite dinosaur, the Triceratops. My IRL favourite dinosaur outside of Jurassic World Evolution. In the last video we did, in the top 10, bottom 10, I put the Triceratops in the bottom 10, and I pretty much immediately regretted it. It was a terrible idea. I love the Triceratops. It is my favourite dinosaur. I adore it. I think it's awesome. My problem with it in Jurassic World Evolution really stems from the skins. A couple of them are interesting, but the default one is so incredibly boring. And there is something about the Jurassic World style of Triceratops that I maybe don't like as much as the classic Jurassic Park style Triceratops, or just other Triceratops designs in other games. It could be a lot more interesting. It definitely suffers from the Jurassic World problem of being a big blob of grey. But it is my favourite big blob of grey, so I will always love Triceratops. It absolutely deserves to be in the top sort of 19 of my table, and I'm very sorry to my love for putting it so low last time. That was my bad. I'm going to follow up the Triceratops with a medium carnivore, although they don't exist, and then Metriacanthosaurus. Oh, I just want to look. It's got a weird roar. I've got to say the roar is not my favourite part. It kind of sounds like it's just gurgling something, which is a little strange. But the Metriacanthosaurus is very cool. It's unique amongst the carnivores really for the patterning and striping and coloration more than anything else. It's really interesting. The alternate skins are great. The design in general is really cool. It's just a nice, solid dinosaur. The roar lets it down. I'm not going to lie. The gurgling is a little bit silly, but it's a very pretty dinosaur. You take it home to meet your mum. She'd be a little confused and it'd probably eat her, but it's a very pretty dinosaur with good skins, good patterning, and it just stands out a little bit against a lot of the other medium carnivores. Compare this to the Majungasaurus, which is really cooler. Metriacanthosaurus. More colourful dinosaurs next, although not necessarily in the default form. Tsingtaosaurus is my favourite hadrosaurid type dinosaur in the entire game. Just beating out by a few positions, 3 positions ahead of the Allosaurus. I have always had a thing for the Tsingtaosaurus. I don't know why. It's not a sexual thing. I just really like the Tsingtaosaurus. I like the little bobbly weird crest on the head. I really like the patterning. The alternate skins have some beautiful colours. It's just got this regal nobleness to it while still being interesting. It doesn't have that really smooth skin the Allosaurus has. It looks weathered. It looks like a real dinosaur with, you know, skin rather than sandpapered bodied. But yeah, the alternate skins are really good. It's regal. It's beautiful. It's just a great little dinosaur. Really, it's the hadrosaurid I'm most happy to put into my parks. Just beating out its friend, the Triceratops, we have another ceratopsid, and I was personally surprised that I actually put the Styracosaurus quite so high in my list, I will admit. It's definitely risen up in my estimations recently. A lot of that comes from... Excuse me, I'm talking. A lot of that comes from the rainforest skin. The rainforest skin for the Styracosaurus is one of my all-time favourite skins in the game. I was going to show it, but I didn't want to give the Styracosaurus an unfair advantage. But it's just a great... It's basically, you know, takes everything about the Triceratops... I don't know what the hell it's doing right now, I must say. But it just takes everything from the Triceratops and it just amps it up just a little bit more. You know, the frill is a little bit more interesting. Okay, it lacks the triple horns, but it all comes together. That frill is just really impressive and dramatic. And look at it right there in the sunlight. That is really very cool. The skins are good. This one with the kind of blend of greys and browns and greens all meshing together. It's very natural and sort of dull a little bit in terms of saturation, but it's still interesting to look at. You can have plain skins that are interesting. Some dinosaurs pull it off. Some, Velociraptor, do not. The cutest dinosaur, second cutest dinosaur in Jurassic World Evolution, the Huangosaurus. This dinosaur gets a high place just for this animation here, and the sound. Oh my, it breaks my heart every single time I see it. It is Easily the cutest thing in the entire game. I can't deny the Hoangosaurus. It's got really exciting skins, like even the default skin is with this kind of black and yellow kind of mottled, splodgy, inky colouring is really very cool. The actual model itself, the actual body isn't that exciting. You know, the spikes aren't particularly exciting compared to some of the other stegosaurids, but the face is very cute, and the noise it makes, I know that might be a dumb reason to some people to have it so high, but it breaks my heart. It's so adorable that I couldn't possibly put it any lower than the list, because then it might make like a sad noise and it would break my heart even more. Plus the skins are cool, which helps, and it's got a really obnoxious name, which also helps. Hoangosaurus, you big old weirdo. Dropping down our list quite a bit since last time is the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom dinosaur, the Carnotaurus. Now, I still am a big fan of the Carnotaurus. I think the skins are great with those different shades of red and crimsons and browns. I think the horns are really cool. I think the eyes, those chameleon-esque eyes, are really cool as well. It's got some great alternate skins, including some that look a little bit more the Lost World Jurassic Park style, for those who don't know, which I'm sure is very few of you. Quiet. Carnotaurus was in the Lost World Jurassic Park novel. There was 2 of them. They had a camouflage gene, which may well have influenced, of course, God damn it, which may well have influenced the design of the Indominus Rex all those years later. It's a great dinosaur. The reason it's dropped in the rankings for me a little bit is I think it's the arms. I don't like the arms. They look strange. They look better in the film, which again is quite a rare occurrence. Here they're kind of double jointed a lot more than they are in the film. Whereas in the film they're sort of more pushed back into one sort of long, well, one tiny ass limb, which is kind of more what it should look like. I don't know why they changed it up for the game. But yeah. Other than that, it's a great dinosaur. No complaints. Look at it. Big old horny boy. Many more carnivores to go on this list. The carnivores do tend to rank higher than the herbivores. Giganotosaurus. That is how you pronounce it. I used to call it Giganotosaurus all the time. Giganotosaurus is what we're going with. Giganotosaurus makes it onto the list. A dinosaur that may have been higher in the past as well. Definitely rose up the ranks after the size changes. You know, this dinosaur used to be absolutely bloody tiny. It used to be Ceratosaurus sized for some reason, if not a little bit smaller. It was bizarre, it was daft. The Giga is a strange dinosaur. A lot of it looks alien-esque and otherworldly to me. The eyes and the general colouring of the body. The way this red sort of moves through it, and you see it on the alternate skins as well, it kind of looks like really saturated blood vessels pumping through the body. It's very interesting and it's very bizarre, but it's not necessarily that dinosaur looking. In a lot of ways the Giga doesn't look like a real dinosaur to me. I think mainly because of the texturing and the colouring. Now, it's still one of my favourite dinosaurs. I think the alternate skins are really good. The rainforest one is a particular favourite of mine, like it is with most things, but it did go down in my estimations just a little bit because of that. But the size changes really helped. It's a cool dinosaur. Yeah, I don't think we can deny otherwise. How you doing, buddy? You can't deny it's a little bit for a freak though as well, can you? Bloody Nora. Yet more large carnivore nonsense. The Allosaurus, another Fallen Kingdom pack dinosaur, joins in our ranking at number 18-ish? Let me think about this. 19, 20? God only knows, folks. God only knows. The Allosaurus. The Allosaurus gets onto this list for again, the skins. I know I mentioned this a lot, but for me, colouring and stuff like that is really important to why I like a dinosaur. Some people did comment on how I rank these and said other things should matter more. This isn't really so much about how difficult a dinosaur is to contain and stuff like that. I spend most of my time on this game playing on Isla Nublar, where at the end of the day, how difficult a dinosaur is to contain doesn't really matter. For me, it's just, what does the dinosaur make me feel? Do I like the design? Do I like having it in my parks? Did I enjoy it in the main game? Blah, 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 blah. And the Allosaurus, although obviously not really having a prominent main game role, having come out after the main game came out, does look great. This one and the Arid skin in particular are really, really well-designed skins. It's a dinosaur we didn't really get a good look at in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. You know, we saw it a bit in the gyrosphere scene, it popped up and it was kind of destroyed a second later. It was barely there. And it's really nice seeing their interpretation of what the adult Allosaurus would look like, because the one in the film was actually a juvenile. Rounding out the first of our 9, so this is number 11. Yep, that's maths. Stygimoloch was higher in my list originally. I had to bring it down People may think this is an odd choice, but I love the Stygimoloch. Now, the interesting thing is, I hated the Stygimoloch in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I thought it was ridiculous. I hated the slapstick nature of it. You know, the people flying up in the air and running into the pole and stuff. Oh my god, it infuriated me in Fallen Kingdom. I thought it was a terrible, terrible dinosaur. But in Fallen Kingdom, in Evolution, I should say, I adore it. I think the design is really good. I just don't like how it was implemented into the films. The skins are great. That big baby head, you know, way bigger than its body, with the big old spikes and everything, just looks fantastic. The alternate skins are really good, but the best part of the Stygimoloch is the arms. These proper hench, permanently flexed little arms. Looks like it's ready to arm wrestle anybody who gets within 5 feet of the bloody thing. It's enough alone to make me absolutely love the Stygimoloch, and well deserves a 11th spot on our list. Just about breaking into the top 10 then. I don't believe it did last time, but has broken into the top 10 now, is the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Just gonna let it do its little thing here. You can't deny just how good that roar is, can you? No matter what, the Rex will always have that iconic roar. The Rex used to be abnormally large, has been resized a little bit, kind of fits in better into the game now. It still has some fantastic alternate skins and got another really good skin with the recent challenge modes, something most dinosaurs in the game frankly didn't get. The Rex definitely did. It isn't the most individually exciting of the large carnivores, although it is definitely one of the highest ranked. Is it my highest ranked? Nearly. Very nearly. But through just having loads of skins, through having that iconic roar, through just being a Tyrannosaurus Rex, implicitly a Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus Rex, it just deserves those extra ranking points. There's really no other way to put it. I do wish we had more skins that were like the original films, but that is true for most dinosaurs in this game, it must be said. And it's just a really well-designed creature. I do wish it was a little bit less... what's the word here? Anemic. It's a little bit... no, and it's having a nap. It's a little bit skinnier than it should be. It should be a little bit bulkier, I believe, a little bit thicker in some places with 2 Cs. But either way, it's a beautiful creature, great skins, awesome roar. Just a classic that feels right in every park, you know? It's how it makes you feel, ladies and gentlemen. Next up at number 9, and falling quite far down the list is the Deinonychus. I'm so sorry, Deinonychus. I believe you were top 3 last time we did this, and you're now 9th. I still love it. I've got to say, my problem with the Deinonychus, and it's completely my fault, not the Deinonychus' fault, is that I've included it in basically every single park I've ever made because I loved it so much, and it's my favourite of the small carnivores. Well, it was my favourite of the small carnivores. I've put it in so many parks that I've just grown a little bit tired of it. I still really like it. I don't think the alternate skins are as good as I thought they were. The jungle skin got added recently and it was a little bit meh. I think the Deinonychus needs... I mean, the default skin is great. That kind of two-tone between the cream colours and the red colours, that alone is enough to make the skins about 5,000 times better than the Velociraptors. But... like all the skins are the exact same texture, just a flipped colour palette, a very simple colour palette swap, and I just want something a little bit more interesting. It's still a fantastic dinosaur, I still love it. It's bizarre, it looks nothing like a real Deinonychus, you know, we've talked about this many times, but I still really like it. I still think it looks like a viable dinosaur. It looks like a dinosaur had sex with a tadpole and they made this, and I'm totally on board with that. A surprise 8th position on our list, or 7th, I can't remember. The Ceratosaurus has gone way up in my estimations since the last time for a number of different reasons, which I will now invent on the spot for the purpose of this video, when it does its roar. I will say, I don't like the eyes. The Ceratosaurus, more than any dinosaur in the game, has a habit of its eyes rolling around in very weird directions for some reason. I've not really noticed it with other dinosaurs, but the Ceratosaurus does it all the time. But it has fantastic skins. The default skin is amazing. You know, this was one of the first dinosaurs we ever saw revealed for Jurassic World Evolution as well. It really holds a special place in my heart just because of that. It even got a new skin recently, the jungle skin that was released, the one that we actually saw on the website all those months ago when the game was first coming out, and it's a fantastic new skin, and so few dinosaurs got good new skins in those challenge modes. It's really nice to see one that did. Some of the alternate skins completely change up the patterning as well. I think it's the coastal one, basically gets rid of the striping, makes it look entirely different. It's a great dinosaur. It used to be too big, now it's more appropriately sized, but it's definitely the coolest of the medium-sized carnivores. And about the same position as last time, I can't quite remember off the top of my head. Indominus Rex is once again very high up on our list, way higher than the Indoraptor. And one of the reasons is this roar. I know some people may not like it, but I adore that roar. Yeah, it rhymes. It's got this kind of high-pitched scream, squeal, shriek behind it, which just makes it sound otherworldly and alien. And for a lot of dinosaurs, that's not necessarily a positive, but when it comes to the Indominus Rex, which looks otherworldly and alien and like an actual dinosaur all at the same time, the Indominus Rex absolutely gets away with it. It suits the game much more than the Indoraptor, in my opinion. It feels like it belongs. It feels like this absolute monstrous creature that just fits so well into the canon. I really like the Indominus Rex. I don't even like Jurassic World that much, but I like the Indominus Rex. It also benefits, of course, a lot over the Indoraptor and some other large carnivores by having really cool alternate skins. The recent coastal one was a disappointment, but the rainforest skin for the Indominus Rex is one of my all-time favourite skins in the entire game, and for that reason alone, the Indominus was always going to do pretty well. It's beautifully well animated. It's got unique animations. It's the only one capable of taking out sauropods. There's a lot to like about the Indominus Rex. And there's a lot to like about this brand new Secrets of Dr. Wu dinosaur, the Troodon. First of all, that leaping animation when it comes out of the hatchery is really cool. This is, I believe, the highest ranked of the Dr. Wu dinosaurs, Allosaurus and Troodon. Yes, by quite... Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. But the Troodon is a very, very cool little dinosaur. Now my favourite of the small dinosaurs. I will say the skin selection isn't great. I don't really like any of them. They're all... Can you please wake up, for God's sake? They're all okay. The default one's probably the best. The others are fine. They're nothing that exciting. It's a shame. But the reason the Troodon is so cool is A, the noise effects. It actually uses compy noise effects. It sounds very similar to the Compsognathus. It's very cool. It's got unique animations like that little jump out. And then it's got the unique attacking, the poison ability, which makes it absolutely unique in the entire game. Out of all 56 dinosaurs, it's the only one that can do it. For those who don't know, Troodons are capable of snapping at the heels of bigger dinosaurs and poisoning them, and smaller dinosaurs, it must be said, and poisoning them over time. And if multiple Troodons bite the same dinosaur, that dinosaur will actually die quicker. It's a really, really cool system that perfectly suits this dinosaur. I don't really have anything else to add other than that. It's cool, yeah. It'd be nice if we had something a little bit more Jurassic Park the game inspired in some ways, but I do much prefer this slightly more, less freaky design that they've gone for, I must say. But Troodon, really high rank these days, really worked its way up. Poison, cool animation, cool sounds, stupid skins, but I'll get over it. Awesome. Falling quite a bit in our rankings, well, by 3 or 4 places, but still the highest ranked sauropod. I believe took my 2nd place last time. The Brachiosaurus is now 1, 2, 3, 5th? I want to say 5th. I don't know, I'm doing that off the top of my head. I still adore the Brachiosaurus in this game, I really do. Hopefully the other dinosaurs shut up for a second, because it's this bit that I love. That call for the Brachiosaurus is leaps and bounds above every other sauropod in the game. It does not even come close. That is the only hatchery animation I will watch every single time because of how much I adore the way the music swells up to this crescendo and then it bellows out this beautiful, majestic call. It breaks my heart every time. I absolutely love it. And the dinosaur just looks great. Even, I've mentioned this before, it's got very subtle colouring, but it's nice subtle colouring. It still has this two-toned counter shading with the lighter underbelly and the sort of mottled grey over the top. It suits a dinosaur like the Brachiosaurus down to the ground. I don't really have anything to add to this because, to be honest, there's nothing particularly beyond the call and the exit animation. There's not much special about the Brachiosaurus intrinsically. It is entirely about how this dinosaur makes me feel, and more than any other dinosaur in the game, this dinosaur is Jurassic Park for me. This is the dinosaur I associate with all those days and hours and years of playing Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, and it still gives me that same kind of feeling today. It's the dinosaur that represents the majesty of the franchise and the game and just dinosaurs in general more than any other dinosaur in the world. And when you want that from a dinosaur, as opposed to the terror and the screaming and the running, Brachiosaurus will always be the dinosaur I go to. That was incredibly soft. Next up, another new creation from Secrets of Doctor Who. The Spino-Raptor launches into our top 5 with a really good ranking because it's awesome. I don't really know what else to add. It's really, really cool. I mentioned the Stegoceratops had this problem wherein it didn't really look like a real dinosaur. The Spino-Raptor does not suffer from that problem. It absolutely looks like it could, for God's sake. The Spino-Raptor absolutely looks like it could be a real... Please close your eyes when sleeping, it's very strange. The Spino-Raptor absolutely looks like it could be a real dinosaur, and that's why, even though it's a hybrid, it gets such a high ranking in my list. I think it's really cool, and the way it battles with other dinosaurs, considering its smaller size, it's awesome. And the skins, man, the skins are so good. Even the default one's really interesting with these counter shading of very different tones of orange and amber, and then it fades straight into white, and then the other skins with that ink splotch that kind of descends down the snout looks really, really cool. Possibly one of my favourite skins in the game is the Arid Spino-Raptor. Maybe my favourite skin in the entire game, it must be said. But even the default one is really interesting and exciting. I will say the Spino-Raptor is a massive pain in the ass in the campaign missions. You know, did not like that mission at all. But beyond that, it's just a very cool dinosaur. And I think most people agree with this one. Even if you don't like hybrids. I know some people who hate hybrids, but still find a way to love the Spino-Raptor. Taking third place in the list, and this is the dinosaur that really sums up that this list is very much personal to myself. Anyone who's watched my playthroughs and my park buildings will know how much I adore the Sinoceratops. And finally, I'm giving it a rank it deserves. Top 3. Because it's so chubby. It really is. Like 90% of the reason I love this dinosaur is because of just how chubby it looks. It's just this weird blobby rhino thing, and I love that. I think it's adorable. I love all the folds. There's something about this dinosaur that just speaks to me on a, it's chubby and horny. It speaks to me on a very personal level. I absolutely love it. But to go along with that, the frill is absolutely incredible. I know people aren't convinced by the holes in the frill yet, and you know, maybe the same, but other than that, the frill is incredible, really well designed, over designed, which is what I like in my frills. You know, really cool colour scheme as well. The alternate colour schemes for the dinosaur are really good, and look at it already, just shoving food down its mouth. I adore this dinosaur so much, I really do. One of my favourite real world, like hippos and rhinos are both like my real world favourite animals, near enough, they're like top 5 in various species. And this dinosaur is just a beautiful combination of both. The head of a rhino, well, the killing kind of pushing, stabbing power of a rhino, and then the big chubby belly of a hippo. I love it, and I love the fading on the horn and just these little rings of orange, and oh, it's so good. This will not make the top 10 on a lot of people's list, I know that. This list is very, very personal, and I adore this dinosaur. Taking second place just about, and it was close, is another new dinosaur from the Cretaceous Dinosaur Pack. It's worth noting that Secrets of Doctor Who and Cretaceous Dinosaur Pack both did very well in these rankings overall. The Iguanodon is awesome. I think we all admit that. Not only does it have great skins, a completely unique look unlike anything else in the game, unique animations, you know, it eats with its hands, you know, even I'm going to put a bloody feeder in just because it's such a good animation that I have to include it in the video. There you go, buddy. It eats with its hands unlike every other dinosaur. It's got great skins, I've already said that. It kicks raptors in the face. I mean, what more could you want? It's European, you know, it hangs down south of Britain and all that. There's just so much to love about this dinosaur. This Iguanodon should be the standard by what future dinosaurs that are added to the game are recognised. This is the level they should be aiming for with all future dinosaurs. It's that good. It's that far above, I think, pretty much every other dinosaur they've put into the game. Unfortunately, the Carnotaurus and Dreadnoughtus released along with the Iguanodon are not nearly the same level. They lack that unique quality. Dreadnoughtus does nothing, Carnotaurus does nothing. The Iguanodon is just leaps and bounds above them all. It's awesome. It fights back. It's got completely unique fighting abilities compared to every other herbivore in the game. I don't know what else to say. It's just, oh, are you dying? Oh, little Stygimoloch, I'm helping you out. Yeah, I love it. It's got great animations, great skins, great model. It's unique. It kicks ass, kicks face. It's honestly really, really cool. But it's not quite number 1 because for the second time running, Spinosaurus does take the top spot on my list. Spinosaurus is a dinosaur I actively have to be quiet a second for the roar. That's what I have to do. Any second. Oh, that's the stuff. Spinosaurus is a dinosaur I actively have to convince myself not to put into my parks, because otherwise I will include it into every single park I make, because I love it so much. It did nearly succumb to the Iguanodon. It did nearly slip into second, but it held out till the end. Every single skin for this dinosaur is great. The texturing and patterning is really, really cool. The models are great. It just looks awesome. Even Jurassic Park 3 is my third favourite Jurassic Park film. It doesn't matter. And Spinosaurus annoyed me in that film for several reasons. It doesn't matter in this game, where it acts the same as the other large carnivores. It gets to just be a normal dinosaur instead of a movie monster. I think it looks fantastic. And yes, it may not look anymore like a real Spinosaurus in a lot of ways, but the animation and design and colouring and textures and everything just makes it perfect. If Brachiosaurus for me is the dinosaur in Jurassic World Evolution that most exemplifies the... Can you all please stop going to sleep? If the Brachiosaurus is the dinosaur that kind of most exemplifies the majesty of the dinosaurs, the Spinosaurus for me is the dinosaur that most exemplifies the terror of... terror potential of a dinosaur. Is that English? The potential of a dinosaur to inspire terror. Spinosaurus wins that for me. It's scarier than all the other big carnivores just through sheer the design, the crocodilian aspect, the frill, the sail I should say, just makes it a little bit more interesting to look at. It's got the best skins out of all the large carnivores. The rainforest Spinosaurus is so good, so very good, that I include it in every single park, and I'm actively working to stop including it in every single park because I love it so much. Honestly, any of the top 3 could have made it into the top 3, but for now at least, Spinosaurus holds the spot. But only for now. Iguanodon was close. Even Sinoceratops was close, because... Anyways, we're going to end it there. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my top 19 then. That is all 56 dinosaurs from Jurassic World Evolution ranked. You should see, I'm going to bring it up right about now. There should be 3 little pillar thingy you see. I couldn't fit it all into one line, obviously, because there's 56 bloody dinosaurs. But you should be able to see my rough ranking going down from 1, going down from 2, going down from 3 in that sort of order. I'd love to know how much you disagree. Of course, people's top 5 and stuff like that is going to change massively. I'm pretty happy with my top 5. They could move around a little bit, admittedly. You know, some of them could swap position, but as a top 5, I'm very happy with it. I've had a lot of fun doing this. It took a long time to build the initial list, you know, to put all dinosaurs in a ranking order, but I'm glad we did. This top area has been dominated by carnivores, but they are typically a lot more interesting and unique. Not many of the herbivores stick out just because all the stegosaurids look somewhat similar. All the ankylosaurids look somewhat similar. The differences aren't as pronounced as, say, between a Spinosaurus and Tyrannosaurus Rex at the end of the day, which of course makes a lot of sense. But that's why dinosaurs like the Carnotaurus were quite a bit lower, because even though it's a large carnivore, it wasn't particularly interesting looking or unique looking for the large carnivores. So, there you go. I'd love to hear your opinions. Remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and this little mini-series, and I'll see you lovely folks on Monday for the return of Prehistoric Planet. Thank you for joining me. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye. A little shout out at the end. This video and others like it would not be possible at all without the support of you guys watching me at home, and also everyone on this Patreon page right here who supported me in the last month. If you want to help out as well, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. Every little really helps. Cheers.